Yeah, we got a resilient group of players, and it's one of those things where you're certainly not going to forget about the game the other night, but you're going to put it in your rearview mirror and move on to what's in front of us, which in this case is a huge game at home against Northern Iowa. I think there's also a tendency on the part of coaches to always look at what your team did, right or wrong, or what your team could have done. And the reality is you're playing another highly talented team, in this case at their place, who also wants to win desperately and who also has good players and good coaches. And I wanted to, when I said that, I just wanted to make sure I gave credit to Sherrod Wright and George Mason for, stepping up and making some big plays at the end of the game. From the free throw line, we were perfect except for one shot. Now, in retrospect, that one shot would have meant overtime instead of losing by one. That hurts. Defensively, it's really easy to go back and second guess and say maybe we should have done this, maybe we should have done that. We had one timeout left, didn't use it because didn't want them to be able to diagram a play. Maybe if we'd have called timeout, we would have. The result would have been different, but you can play that game forever. I think, overall our guys executed the plan pretty well. There was some mistakes. There were some offensive rebounds that we gave up that certainly affected the outcome. There's a great picture. Mike Rhodes has got a great picture on his screensaver on his computer now of Briante. He's got tears in his eyes, and Brad's hugging him and consoling him. Again, as you mentioned, Paul, it wasn't one play. It wasn't Briante's miss that by itself, lost the game, but certainly he probably felt that way. It was right as the officials were reviewing the shot, and that was kind of cruel and unusual punishment because we all knew it was good. But I think it does. I think, anytime you lose a close game, it reminds you just how fragile winning can be. And, how all the little things that occur throughout the course of the game factor into winning and or losing. And I think that's a good reminder for your team. It's a tough pill to swallow, but, sometimes it can be good moving forward to make you better. It's ironic and, it's easy as a coach or a player to really focus on what you're doing in your season and what just happened to you or a game you just won or a game you just lost. But we're sitting in the office watching Northern Iowa last night, and they played at Evansville, and they had the lead. Then Evansville took the lead. Then Northern Iowa made a big three. A guy named Jake Moran, who's a really good shooter for them, rose up and made a three. So it looked like they were going to win. There's maybe about 6 seconds left. Then Evansville comes down the other end and banks in a three with 0.5 seconds left. Evansville wins. So, we're kind of both coming off of really tough road losses where a kid made a tough, maybe even unlikely shot to beat us. But they've got a very good team, come from, one of the top mid-level leagues in the country. I think that league's having a terrific year overall. What we can expect from them, they have great shooting team. They're almost shooting 40% from three on the year, which is scary. So we're really going to have to contest three-point shots. They've got a lot of guys that can shoot. They can put lineups out there that every player, 1 through 5, can shoot the ball. Individually, they've got a lot of interchangeable parts. They don't have, kind of like us, they don't have one guy averaging 25 points, but they've got a lot of different guys that can put the ball in the basket. It's a national exposure that you get, particularly from this Friday TV game. We asked to play on Friday last year and this year because there's nobody else playing. I think there's 7 or 8 college basketball games tomorrow, and then Saturday there's 150. So it's an opportunity to showcase your program, your fans, your arena, and play a very competitive basketball game on national TV.